Energy, especially electricity, cannot be separated from the human life. Not only for household purposes, electricity also becomes the driving force of industrial world activity. More than 60% of the electricity generated in Indonesia still relies on fossil fuels, a non-renewable energy. Indonesia has committed to support the effort to reduce the greenhouse gas emission. In the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change or UNFCCC meeting in Copenhagen, Indonesia committed to reduce 26% of its carbon emissions by year 2020. One of the actual steps taken by the government is by improving the implementation of new renewable energy application or known as RE. One of Indonesia's RE resources that potentially developed as power generation is wind energy.
Yeah, BPT actually focus for the renewable energy. We try to do research to get innovation in the field of renewable energy, such as geothermal, biomass, wind energy, and solar energy.
Therefore, BPPT is collaborating with UNDP Indonesia to promote the commercialization of wind hybrid power generation in Indonesia through the Wind Hybrid Power Generation Market Development Initiatives Project, or widely known as WHyPGen project.
Actually, the WHyPGen or Wind Hybrid Power Generation is the project funded by Global Environmental Facilities through the UNDP and BPPT as the national implementer.
WHyPGen project is expected to give significant contribution to the solution of national electrification ratio.
Indonesia has good wind energy resources that can potentially be developed as wind power generation or PLTB. Meanwhile, according to the National Institute of Aeronautics and Space (LAPAN), more than 100 areas of their archipelago has good wind energy potentials. The implementation of small-scale below 10 megawatts, whether off-grid or on-grid wind power generation system in some outlying islands of Indonesia will undoubtedly increase the national electrification ratio as well as provide development opportunity for the region. Besides the contribution to the national electrification ratio, the development of large-scale above 10 megawatts on-grid wind power generation system will also provide a promising investment opportunity for the developers.
One of the challenges is the lack of comprehensive case study on the success stories of commercial wind farm application in Indonesia. As a new technology in Indonesia, the development of wind power generation faces various challenges.
One of the challenges is the lack of comprehensive case study on the success stories of commercial wind farm applications in Indonesia, which lead to the lack of experience of Indonesia's human resources in wind power generation applications, both in terms of technicality, policy, and financial support. The financial institutions still perceive wind power generation as a high-risk investment, causing investments in the project to require support in terms of special schemes and policy, especially in the implementation of pilot projects. These challenges must be resolved so that wind power generation application can further evolve in Indonesia. WHyPGen BPPT has identified these challenges and has concluded them into 6 components activity as the solution.
WHyPGen BPPT has assessed the potential of wind energy at 25 sites in 15 provinces in Indonesia.
WhyPGen study shows that the potential wind farm application in 17 locations in Indonesia is around 960 megawatts. It could generate electricity of about 2.3 gigawatts per hour, reduce of about 821 million kiloliter oil fuel, and reduce CO2 emission of about 2.1 million tons. WhyPGen project, in coordination with the state-owned electricity company or PLN and the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources or MEMR, have conducted a comprehensive assessment for the revitalization of the wind hybrid power generation in Nusa Penida, Bali. Furthermore, WhyPGen also supports the development of the first commercialized grid-connected wind farm in Indonesia. One of the activities is by providing technical advice, financial calculation, and other factors related to the power purchase agreements for PLN in evaluating the 50 megawatts wind farm application in Samas, Bantul, Yogyakarta. WhyPGen BPPT has supported the local governments of North Kayong Regency, West Kalimantan, in developing 60 kilowatts wind hybrid power generation in Pelapis Island by providing technical assistance and engineering design. WhyPGen BPPT is partnering with PT Sarana Multi-Infrastructure or PT SMI to support the financing scheme infrastructure and wind project financing by allocating special budgets of $300,000 for the activity. PTSMI is open for all wind project developers to collaborate in restructuring the financial model and scheme, including facilitating the developers with the financial institutions. WhyPGen BPPT have continuously conducted a focus group discussion with the DJE BTKE ESDM wind project developers, academics, financial institutions, the PLN, and the Indonesian Society for Wind Energy to formulate the feed-in tariff policy for wind. WhyPGen's promotion activity focuses to the policymakers, financial institutions, technology developers, local governments, and the public. Information about WhyPGen can be accessed directly through www.whypgen-bppt.com. WhyPGen has identified 10 local industries that are ready to support wind power system applications, starting from the tower, blade, rotor system, and generator. WhyPGen also conducts technical trainings for operators and technicians to build the capacity of human resources on wind power generation technology. WhyPGen has also initiated the establishment of the Indonesia Wind Energy Association. WhyPGen presents as a contribution to the nation by providing alternative in rising the electrification ration as well as to reduce the CO2 emission in Indonesia. At the end of the project, it is expected that the total of 9.4 megawatts wind hybrid power generation could be installed and could generate electricity of about 19.27 gigawatts per hour, which can contribute of about 17,071 metric ton CO2 reduction in Indonesia.